Hi everyone, welcome. It's FPL Matt Day here, and this is a quick special stream. Actually, there has been an announcement in Fantasy Premier League. I know we're all busy in the World Cup, but there has been double game week announcement during this World Cup. So if you think you could have got a break from FPL, you can't. There's been 3 game weeks, double fixtures announced. I will get into it in a second. Just before, if you can please give the video a like. Really appreciate any likes that you can give to the video. Drop your comments in, get your questions in as well for all of the double game weeks, including players to target, captains, that type of thing. I'll be in the comments to answer. I'll obviously be doing streams closer to the time as well, but get them in the meantime, and give the video and channel a subscribe as well if you haven't done already. If you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate the support, and hit the notification bell also. But look, let's get straight into it. I'm going to share the screen, and what I'm going to do is just go through these double game weeks that have been announced, and give you a bit of an idea as to what's actually happened here. So, yeah, it's pretty incredible, really, that we've got 3 game week announcements so quickly like this, all in one. So we've been told game week 19, game week 20, and game week 23 are all going to be double game weeks. And look, on paper, they don't look like the best double game weeks. But there's still potential in there. So look, I'll run through it now. As you can see there on the screen, game week 17, no double game week. Game week 19, no double game week. But here we go with our first double game week week 19. What I will say is we get unlimited transfers when we return in game week 17. So I'm sure FPL managers are just going to target these games and these fixtures. And we could all end up with double ups, triple ups, pretty much from very similar teams. So when we thought we were going to get away from the template for a while, we just aren't. It's just one of those seasons. But as you can see here, game week 19, Fulham are playing twice. They play Leicester and they away, and they also play against Chelsea, which you can see there as I scroll further down. At home, which it will be the last game of that round. So that's a double game week for Fulham. We'll obviously be looking at the likes of Mitrovic and Andreas Pereira. And then you go to Chelsea in that double game week. You know, their form has been up and down in the first half of the season. They play against Man City at home. Tricky game. And then away to Fulham at the end. That is a derby as well. For those that might not know, that's a big West London derby. And then again, from a Chelsea perspective, you just think, who do I target? Raheem Sterling, maybe. I know they're signing in Cuckoo. I'm not sure if that's going to be done in time for this double game week. Reece James is still injured, probably won't make these games. So it's a tricky one. Do you go with someone like Edouard Mendy? But the likelihood of a clean sheet across both games might not even happen. So that's game week 19. For me, I think Fulham with the Leicester away and playing Chelsea at home actually could be the ones to target. You've got Pereira there. You've got Mitrovic, to bring in as a striker, as long as he stays injury-free post-World Cup. He did score that brilliant goal for Serbia in the match week 2 fixture of the World Cup. Anyway, we go on to game week 20 here, and this is where we've got probably some more interesting double game weeks. So Manchester City play against Man United. It is away from home in the derby. Man City obviously won the reverse fixture 6-3. And then they play Spurs away at home, which is the rescheduled fixture. Spurs traditionally do well in this game, but it does serve up some big scores. It was 3-2 last season. So, from a double game week perspective for City, you're obviously going to look at Haaland. He's probably going to be everyone's captain coming into this. So, you've got the likes of Haaland. Cancelo will probably be a mainstay. And then we might find a third Man City player in there, potentially Ederson on the unlimited transfers. And then Tottenham have got back-to-back double games in this one as well. One at home, one away. So Arsenal in the big North London derby, and then Man City away. Again, probably not a huge amount of players you'd target based on the form Spurs had before the break, where it's a little bit up and down. I would obviously say Harry Kane is the main man. Again, how is he going to pull up from this World Cup? There's been some fitness doubts in the World Cup. Hasn't scored at this stage of recording in this World Cup. But he has got 2 assists against Iran. And then he plays Arsenal home, a game he's predominantly brilliant in, scores for fun in this game. Then Man City away, scored 2 in this fixture last year. Son and Kulusevski both returned in this game as well. So you could even look at the likes of a Son or a Kane or a Kulusevski. You could have 2 of those, or maybe even just the one. And obviously, we're going to probably have a Man City double or triple up too. So that's game week 20. And then as we go into game week 21, no double game weeks there. So you get a little bit of a rest, nothing in 22. And then we go to game week 23, and we've got the double game week again for Manchester City again. So if you're on that triple up for City, you're probably in a good place, and it's going to be tricky because do you go Haaland, De Bruyne, Cancelo? Do you go Edison, Cancelo, Haaland, Foden, Cancelo? It's tricky because Foden, you're going for goals, but he doesn't always play. De Bruyne does probably get the more consistent minutes, so you're looking at it thinking, can you just rely on maybe Edison to obviously going to play all the games and potentially get some clean sheets in these games? But as you can see, Man City have the Villa home game, which is probably the better of the two fixtures. And then Arsenal away, could still be a top first versus second game at this stage of the season. We obviously don't know how the table is going to look in, that'll be 6 games time. But you'd expect it to be a top of the table clash, which leads me into Arsenal. They've got Brentford at home. Again, probably going to target Arsenal players in that fixture. So you've got the likes of Jesus, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saliba, Zinchenko. Zinchenko's probably a really good option at this stage. No World Cup. He'll be fresh. He'll be ready. So Brentford and then Man City at home. So double home game for Brentford. For Arsenal, against Brentford and Man City. So there is lots to think about. And just before I sort of wrap up this stream, let's just click on the FDR. So you can see all the way up until there. The Arsenal double game week, one's green. One is obviously very difficult with Man City. And then if you scroll down to Fulham on the FDR, one green with Leicester, trickier one with Chelsea. You scroll down to Man City, red against Man United, but you expect them to get goals there. Spurs again, a bit tricky, but again, you expect goals. And then Villa's green, Arsenal is red. And then if we scroll down to Tottenham there, a couple of difficult games in their double game week. But, they've scored in these types of fixtures before. And they've beaten these teams in these fixtures, in the past. We just don't know how teams are going to go post-World Cup. And then Chelsea there, obviously the tricky one against City. And then Fulham away, which is in green. So it's really, really interesting. Really, really interesting that FPL have kind of thrown this curveball at us now, thinking, you've got unlimited transfers, but you've got double game weeks to plan and arrange with these unlimited transfers. So, yeah, it's pretty incredible. Plus, these double game weeks will be done, and there'll be more later on in the season. Rescheduled games, FA Cup games, all of that sort of drama. So, plenty to come. Plenty to look forward to. Just wanted to come in and give all my followers an update. If you are new here and you liked what you saw, please give the video a like. Please subscribe to the channel as well. Get all of your comments in as well. I want to see what you're thinking. I want to see what players you're going to target. I want to answer your questions and help everyone out where I possibly can. But look, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll be back with more FPL content closer to the resumption of the Premier League. In the meantime, stay tuned on the channel for all things World Cup 2022.